the honey badger dad dragged back a baby crocodile. For the weak mother honey badger, this was a rare feast. In a cave on the African savanna, the mother honey badger had just given birth to a litter of cubs. The little ones curled up in her arms, soft and tiny, with their eyes still closed. On a grassland full of danger, cubs that could not even walk were in unimaginable trouble. Even one wild dog could wipe out this entire family. So from the moment the cubs were born, the mother almost never left the cave. She had to guard them at all times, while the whole family's food supply fell on the father. To feed his mate and his cubs, he had to risk his life every day searching for food. On a lucky day, he could find some honey. Honey badgers may look wild and reckless, but they truly love honey. It is sweet and gives quick energy, especially for a mother who has just given birth. For her, that honey is basically life-saving food. After giving the honey to the mother, the father still did not stop. To help the cubs grow faster, he had to keep taking risks. Soon he set his eyes on a secretary bird's nest. Inside were several unhatched eggs. For this honey badger family, that kind of high-protein food was just too tempting. But the problem was, secretary birds are no joke. Their legs are long, powerful, and terrifyingly strong. One kick can even break the bones of a small animal. Even a tough fighter like the honey badger would not take that lightly. But thinking of the hungry cubs back in the cave, the father still charged in. The two sides quickly tangled together. The secretary bird kept flapping its wings and attacking with its sharp claws, while the honey badger clamped onto the nest and refused to let go. He knew that if he backed off even one step, his cubs might go hungry that night. In the end, the fearless honey badger forced the secretary bird back, grabbed the eggs, and sprinted toward the cave. When he got home, the mother immediately started eating. Only by taking in more food could she produce enough milk to keep the cubs alive and healthy. But no one expected that danger had already found them. At some point, an African wild dog caught the scent of the cubs and quietly came to the cave entrance. The moment the mother turned around, the wild dog rushed into the cave, snatched one of the cubs, and ran. By the time the father sensed something was wrong and rushed back, it was already too late. Inside the cave, only the cries of the remaining cubs were left. After losing one of her babies, the mother could only guard the entrance tightly, refusing to move an inch, her eyes filled with caution. This is the real face of the African savanna. No one shows mercy just because you have just become a parent. Survival of the fittest is the only rule here. A few months later, the remaining honey badger cubs finally started growing up. Their two-tone coats came in, almost like a Maybach-style color scheme, and they became bolder by the day. Even when facing food their father had just hunted, they dared to rush up, clawing and biting. That fearless energy was starting to look more and more like their parents. Before long, these little ones would leave the cave and step into the dangerous African savanna alone, fighting to survive in this brutal world just like their parents.